All right, folks, welcome back for another episode. I wanted to welcome my next guest. He's a powerhouse from the legendary 1200 Hobos Collective, highly prolific, respected in the underground. He's known for his relentless creativity, razor sharp cuts, and a dynamic style that pushes the boundaries while staying rooted in the hip hop tradition. He has laced countless projects with his production and turntablism, earning a reputation for both quality and consistency. Representing the hobo spirit of innovation and independence, he continues to inspire with a catalog that showcases raw authenticity, versatility, and a dedication to the craft. I wanted to welcome DJ Shortrock. What is good, brother? How you doing?
Good. That was, I guess that was pretty spot on. I will get, yeah. I
Nice.
haven't heard anybody say DJ in front of my name in a long time.
I had to give it back to the old school tradition, but yeah, hey,
No,
thanks for
I mean,
making time. I appreciate you.
no, I appreciate. I know John was on John Doe, and yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, you've had everybody. Everybody knows everybody from somewhere. You know, I mean, we all, in the end, we all know each other.
Yeah,
I
everybody's
mean, I
connected
swear to God,
somehow.
I'm pretty sure that we've been on tracks together, like back in the 2000s, and I just didn't know.
Well,
Yeah,
hey man, I love before going into your career to talk about, where it all started, man. Can you talk to me real quick about where you were born, where you grew up, and where you hang your hat these days?
yeah. So I was born in right outside of Boston, and not like we lived in the projects in this place Waltham, and now it's like Yuppieville, like everything everywhere. Um, my father was shot and killed when I was 4,
Mm,
and then we got out of the hood and moved to the North Shore. Where they, like it's kind of like The Departed. They say like, when they're interviewing Leonardo DiCaprio, they're like, "Oh, you were up in the North Shore dropping your R's," meaning like not pronouncing them. I was out. I moved when we moved to the North Shore. The accent just went with me.
mhm.
So I've been all over. Um, so if I'm gonna say I grew up in one place, it's like really like Raleigh, Massachusetts, and Salisbury, Massachusetts.
Okay.
Salisbury is basically on the very tip. Like when you look at the coastal, it's like Salisbury Beach. Then 5 minutes down the road, you cross into New Hampshire, and it's Seabrook, New Hampshire, and they have Seabrook Beach, and then they have Hampton Beach. So a very touristy, um, I don't know, city next to the ocean.
Yeah.
I guess you could say that's how it was. You
Okay.
know, I so but I spent like growing up. I spent all my like summers and all my weekends and stuff like that with my father's, with my aunt Sue, my auntie Sue, and that was in Stoneham, Massachusetts,
Okay.
which is home of Nancy Kerrigan. Like, remember the figure skater Nancy Kerrigan?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
man.
So I was more towards the city. So it was like that was more city back then, and I grew up with my cousins pretty much. So I mean, school was kind of whatever. I was a sponsored skateboarder at a very early age.
Wow.
So that kind of was one of those things too, where I I wouldn't go to school. I'd skate,
Yeah.
you know. And I was a messed up kid, because like when you're young and you're surrounded by violence, and then it directly affects you,
Sure.
like you grow up. I didn't like music was my like. I always say like Robert De Niro actually is like my father
Mhm.
because that's what I used to watch. I remember my mother used to bitch at my father actually about like letting me watch, like, oh, why are you letting Bobby watch that trash, and it'd be like Taxi Driver,
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
like that. So
Yeah.
I grew up like, you know, there was no father figure. It was music,
Right.
you know, music and like anything De Niro was in.
Mhm. Yeah, what was your introduction to music like? Was it your mom that was playing a bunch of stuff? What were you hearing in the household?
Um, that's actually a really that really hits like you really hit on it because my grandmother,
Hmm.
she was a country artist,
Oh wow.
and yeah, she was Margie D and the Teddy Bears,
Oh, nice.
and she pressed up her own 45s.
Man.
She opened up with that for Patsy Cline.
Wow.
She had a regular gig every weekend, and she'd play like, rough places like
Yeah.
rough cities like Lynn. And it's like you wouldn't think about that with country music, but
Yeah.
you know, back in the day, she had her little mob ties that would like make sure like her gear didn't get stolen because it did one time and then it was returned the next day.
Oh
So
wow.
it was country music from my nana, and then from my father and my mother, it was like a lot of classic rock.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of classic rock was like inside the house. Outside the house was my friends' older brothers and their friends with a ghetto blaster and cardboard, just b-boying and shit. So
Love it.
it's as far as like when I was a teenager or whatnot, I'd always jump on the turntables. Like I had friends that were like drum and bass DJs and shit,
Yeah.
but I focused all my time in skating. So I never had my own turntables, but
Yeah.
I'd always buy records. So people are like, how do you have like every Fondlem records
Right.
record? And it's like that shit came out in like 96. And I was like, because I wanted it. I knew it was the dopest shit out, you
Yeah.
know? Like even being in Boston and being out over the Boston always was overlooked. You know, New York was it. So if you were a teenager and you were getting these tapes from Stretch and Bobbito,
Yeah.
because we got stuff. That's the thing. People think Boston, no, kind of like created their stuff off of New York, when it's like, nah, that ain't the case, man. Not
Yeah.
at all. We had our own scene.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, my record collection spans back to like, being like 15 years old,
Man.
like 96, and like I'd go to we had a store, Biscuit Head Records. That wasn't that I mean, you just stayed away from like Copley Square, and it was like Biscuit Head Records was not only a record store, but it was like our Fat Beats, and it was also like it was a label as well.
Oh, okay.
So like Edon, his first vinyl
Singing
was a
shit
12-inch
face.
singing shit. Thank you. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Um, so like I remember buying that,
That
but
was
that was later on.
that
That
was
was
a
the shit.
dope one.
That was, I mean, when he redid that, I remember saying to him at a show, like passing by, and he didn't really know me or anything. I was like, I got the original 12, man. I think it sounds way better than it does the version he had on Primitive Plus.
Yeah.
But it's but yeah, that's you go in there and it was amazing because it was just like Fat Beats where you go in
Yeah.
and the cashier is somebody you actually listen to.
Right.
For me, it was
Okay.
DJ Fact. It was Fax One.
Okay.
He was the DJ for the Perceptionists, Mr.
Oh
Liff and
man. Yeah.
Acrobat.
Act,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, like all that, like any of the cuts you ever heard, that's all Fax One. So you go in there and he'd have turntables next to the register. He'd be doing juggle routines and shit. And
That's
I'm just listening to records, and then I have to oh, am I gonna cop this? Because they had tables set up all over the place.
yeah.
And that scene was just like crazy because I remember buying Company Flow on cassette, like the EP, like
Damn.
not Fun Crusher Plus. It was like Fun Crusher EP, you know. It was
Yeah.
ill. So I mean, any chance I got to get on the turntables, I would, but my boys were all drum and bass DJs.
Yeah.
Um, they did raves, and I was a very anti-rave cat. I hated it.
Yeah.
Whole scene, everything. I mean, I was like, nah, Stugats, nah,
Yeah.
fuck that shit. Apologize to anybody watching this. This is with the light. We tried to fix it. I tried to fix it with putting up a shirt, but apparently it fell.
We're making it work.
I'm blocking it with the A's hat.
But yeah, hey man, that sounds like a really dope spot. And Boston has a great scene too. I mean, Ed OG and the Bulldogs. I loved his music. I mean, Edan. And I think isn't Guru from Boston too?
Oh yeah, actually, what's
Yeah.
crazy? What's crazy about that is like people think that Gangstar was like when you think Gangstar, obviously Primo and Guru,
Yeah.
but I mean, all of us older heads do know like Gangstar Foundation, but originally it was like their first 12-inch was put out. It was originally Big Shug and Keith the Love Child, and produced by Grandmaster Flash. Produced the single. It's right next to me. It's amazing,
Hmm.
and it's called like Read the Labels. Um,
Yeah.
it was on this record label called 1-2 Be Down,
Okay.
and if anybody remembers Marky Mark and
Yeah.
the Funky Bunch, there
Absolutely.
was a there was a logo that they used that was like a b-boy
Okay.
with like a ghetto blaster, but it was a gun.
Oh no, I don't think I've seen it. Yeah.
So the logo basically, people are going to be blinded. But I did. I knew you were going to ask me a couple of Boston questions,
Yeah.
and I was like, you know what? I should have pulled that record out a minute ago because it's one of those records that I don't know anybody that has it
Mhm.
except for the old heads,
Okay.
like 7L, like somebody like
Yeah.
7L,
7L, that's a
Esoteric,
tune.
all those cats,
Mr.
um,
Riff, Acrobatic. You guys got
oh, legends. So like this is actually it's Gangstar Posse, and you can see the cover is very old schoolish.
oh wow.
And yeah, Be Down Records by DJ 1-2 Be Down. So this is the
Cover.
logo. That's what Donnie Wahlberg ripped that off from Mark Wahlberg. That's it. And if I ever saw those dudes, I'd call them out on it. I would totally call it. I would call it out. Like I'll call you a bluff right now, straight up. But people were.
Yeah,
I think that was an inspiration.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
And that was from the
So
early 90s too, right?
that was actually 1989, I believe.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 89. And then it was like boom. After that, it was just Guru left
Yeah.
Roxbury. Yeah.
Okay.
And then yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, so that was
Boston.
like, and that's not even the first stuff, man.
Yeah, they
Like,
got just a thick history of awesome music. Yeah, and so for you, it was that the start of you just messing with the turntables, going to that record shop and then watching them mess with it and do their tricks, and is that where you got a chance to put hands on the table for the first time, or were you just
um,
observing?
no, when I was real young, um, we didn't have much, but I remember getting my like one prize thing that I had was that Sesame Street turntable.
Okay.
I
Whoa.
had that had Rubber Ducky.
Uh-huh.
It would play so you had the Rubber Ducky record, and then it had a TV in the front of it,
Yeah.
and it was a slide, so the slide would go with the music. So
Mm.
it was like little cartoon pictures of Rubber Ducky, you're the one, and I would sit there and you know at I remember everything from like 3 on.
Yeah.
So I remember like watching like I mean, there's a reason why I have Rocket on the wall, like Herbie Hancock, like,
Oh, I love that record.
Grand Mix at DST. It's like, everybody goes back to that. I know that's a thing, but it really was a huge thing for everybody,
Yeah.
even people that are 10 years. I mean, I'm 44, so like,
Mm.
even someone like Dibbs, I saw him saying that's what really, and one of the pioneer they had like a little mini documentary. I remember him saying the same thing. And
Sure.
I mean, for our generation, I think for like the Gen Xers, I guess you could say, it was
Mm.
definitely, yeah, it started like that for me. And then if my parents were playing records, I'd get yelled at because I'd be walking over there at like, 3, 4 years old trying to scratch it,
Yeah, yeah.
you know? And even when I was skating and buying records, I finally took all my records, brought them home, and used my mother's setup to just play them.
Yeah,
So
sure.
me and my boys just like skate like all day and all night. She'll come back. I drive back at like 3 o'clock in the morning. She
Yeah.
had this bar. She had like this bar room, and we just friggin' be rolling blunts and listening to the like Saya and Yeshua and
Oh man.
whatever new release there was on Fondle basically.
Yeah.
And like then I still have my original copy of CoFlow. I didn't even have turntables.
Shoot. Man,
So
a lot of good memories, man. Bringing back a lot of these artists that I used to just love and just
it's so funny too because like I'm probably like the one cat that I know that still I get stuck on listening to the same shit.
same, same here, brother.
I mean,
I just love that period of music.
yeah. I mean, so it could be like, I mean, for me, like third base is like that was my as far as like me as far as me on turntables,
Yeah.
the people and I actually said I've said this before when somebody asked me who was my inspiration. And I was
Yeah.
like, and it was like, you know what? Big Daddy Kane,
Yep.
his Big Daddy Kane, DJ Mr. C,
Mm.
third base with
Okay.
DJ Daddy Rich,
Okay.
who like DJ Daddy Rich was way past everybody. Like I mean, to be in a group and do cuts, it's one thing to be a turntablist.
Yeah.
Most cats, I can't remember who said it in Scratch, but most cats don't know what it's like to be in a group and to
Mm.
perform on stage with a group and have a set.
Different
You
element
know?
for sure.
Yeah. I mean, they always give your time to shine,
Yeah.
but like, yeah, I mean, someone like DJ Daddy Rich that could like, I mean, I thank God I got to actually see him.
Mm.
Like me and NASA got the tickets
Hmm.
um for their first reunion like 2013, and we actually got to see him.
Wow.
And I hung out with DJ Daddy Rich the
Nice.
whole night, the whole night. And then this was like the Twitter days, so he would like, I mean, I know people still use it, but I don't. And I gave him like like my only copy I had at the time of my solo record,
Oh
and
man.
was like, yo, man, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, for sure.
And he was like, man, I've never heard, and he even said, I've never heard anybody say that to me. I
Wow.
really appreciate it. And
Wow.
it was a bug out too because DJ Scratch was there.
Okay.
All the old industry heads, DJ Scratch. I wasn't. I didn't want. I didn't. I'm sitting there in front of my idol. I didn't want to talk to anybody except for him. you
Yeah.
know. And Pete Nice got to actually rock my chain because he saw my hat and he wrote a book about Boston,
Okay.
the Red Sox. So,
Yeah.
and I had my hat and it had the Boston skyline. It said, and you could see it was a Boston Red. It said Boston.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and he nodded. And then I walked up to the stage and I was like, "Yo, something's missing." And I was like, "Here." And
Uh,
I never posted the pictures. I got them. I gotta post them up though.
oh,
But
that's
like,
cool.
it was ill. He's sitting there rocking on stage. He didn't have a cane. He had like an umbrella.
Uh,
But to see one of your idols is like,
oh,
and then to talk to one.
yeah. Oh man, that's gotta be an
And
ultimate
then
high.
he
'Cause
and then he was like, and then he like praised me on Twitter. Like I'm like, you got to check out this cat Shortrock. He gave me his record. I
Yeah.
was like, I like screenshotted everything.
Yeah.
I'm such a nerd.
Hey man, it's good. Yeah, paying homage and then just getting showed some love, man. I'm sure that's
Yeah,
a dope
yeah,
experience.
for
Especially
real.
from some of your rap heroes. That's super cool. Well, hey man, how long were you DJing before you became part of the collective? So the 1200 hobos before you met Dibs. What were you doing between that time?
So I'd say around. So I was like 1999.
Okay.
I was filming. I was skating still.
Okay.
I was filming for the first DC Shoes video,
Oh wow.
and I, for some it was a Friday night, and like my homies were going there to like they didn't bring their boards or anything. They were going just to party and hang out with their girlfriends that were like going to college. They hooked up, they hooked up. I was like, whatever, man. I got filming to do. And they hung out with me for a little bit. And I went to do a switch crooked grind to shove it out on this handrail at Boston University. And I literally like I flipped over the rail. And you know how like okay, so my wrist was like this,
Oh
and
man.
I landed on a step
Ooh,
right there.
yeah, and it just crunched it. Yeah.
But but like this, and my body rolled over.
Oh,
So I
dude.
rolled over onto my own arm, and I don't know if anybody can really see it,
Yeah.
but there's a metal plate there, and then I got my Def Jam tattoo there. Then there's like a metal plate like on this side connecting it.
Yeah.
So yeah, the bones came out. It was ill. I mean, my girlfriend at the time was with me,
Okay.
and my homeboy that didn't skate was there. So like I got up and there was just blood dripping down. And your first reaction, I don't care what anybody says, your first reaction is to put it back in place.
Yeah. Yeah.
I grabbed my arm dangling and snapped it right back up.
Oh
And
shit.
that's when the pain kicked in. So
Oh man.
yeah, that was ill, man. And they brought me to Children's Hospital
Yeah.
because I was all clean shaved. I'm glad I went there, but they put me in ICU with like poor kids that were like born with brain tumors, like little 5, 6 year old
Yeah.
kids. And I don't know, it's kind of like a wake up call. And then
Mm,
all my sponsors were like dropping me like over like a course of like a year and a half
sure.
because I couldn't get my arm out of the L position for like not fully. I mean, I could slowly do it,
Yeah.
but I was in the cast. I was like up to here,
Oh
So
man.
um, I couldn't get out of the L position for like a year and a half, like
Okay.
fully. So when it happened in my first, when I first like got dropped from, one of my sponsors, I was pissed off enough, and I had already been dropped by DC basically because I told Rob Deja to like, I told him to go fuck himself. And I was like, "You're just a rich white kid from fucking Ohio. Fuck you,"
Mm,
because he gave me a bunch of shit, and I was like, I was all doped up because I had massive surgery. I
mm.
got plates in my arm and all this stuff, and he's calling me in my cell. Yes, in '99, I did have a cell phone. A lot of people are like, they had cell phones in '99. Like a lot of young cats don't.
It's like a big brick. Huh.
I was, one of those like Nokia, like
Yeah, I remember those,
you
man.
remember those, they came with the pager.
What? Well, hey man, so was that kind of the beginning of the end of your skateboard era then?
Yeah, it was that like that basically was just like
Yeah.
I was done because it
Yeah.
was like that was like my money, you
Yeah.
know. That was my bread and butter. That was everything, and it was.
Wow, man, you must have been super dope. I mean, you were doing all that shit on the half pipe and
I
all
was
that,
a total street. I was a crazy street. I was just a street skater, straight up. But I
man.
was, but I was mad techie. I was a mad tech, like really, really technical skater. But for how short I was compared to everybody else.
Yeah.
Hence the name Shortrock, because I'm not really that short. I mean, I'm 5'8".
Yeah.
It's just that I'm hunched over from being over turntables for like, 25 years.
I hear you.
Um,
I hear you.
but yeah, it was just like basically what ended up happening was just I was like I was so I was I mean I literally got back from the hospital and was so upset that I'd be watching. I don't care to even say this. I'd be watching skate videos and like crying,
Yeah.
like while I'm like sitting there smoking a blunt and drink and like drinking like hard shit, which I never did, and
Mm.
just being and then finally I was just like, I asked my mother, I'm like, can I just borrow some money? Because all my money was just like gone within, you know, because I was getting, you was skating. It was like, you get a check here, get a check there,
Yeah.
you know. I mean, I wasn't big into competitions because I didn't like, I mean, they'd fly me down, like if I was in Florida doing like to do like the AM competition and something whatnot. I wasn't into it, you
Sure.
know. It's just I was a street skater like to the point where like whenever the Zoo York cats would come in town, I'd be like half the time we'd skate, half the time we'd be smoking blunts and hanging out with girls. You know, that was how it was. It was like literally watching. If you watch kids, if I lived in New York because I was friends with Harold
Like that
and
movie.
I did, and I skated with Harold and Justin, and man, like rest in peace.
Yeah.
But it, I mean, Harold lived hard, man. He partied like nobody's business. But it was one of those things where skating just became, I you know, I'm like, there's no going back. Like I got nervous for the first time in my life, even when like when I could skate, and I was just like, what if I fall on my arm?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Just
like
that flashback.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because I mean, even it probably stopped only like maybe 5 years ago or something like that, where like
Yeah.
randomly I'll feel that snap and hear it in my head.
Yeah. That phantom pain. Yep.
Yeah, the phantom shit. Yep, like when someone's missing a leg. I mean, that's horrible, but
Yeah.
same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
So I went straight to asking my mother if she could uh, get me like a set of turntables,
okay. Oh,
and it was so it was literally like a Newmark like starter pack.
yeah. The belt drive.
Well, these were supposedly direct drive, and I mean it was 1999, so
Yeah.
it was when it was when scratch culture was like getting really big.
Yeah.
So,
Correct.
you know, uh,
All right then, man.
and that's actually how I came up with my like. I never sent you my Boston Herald front page article, but I kind of explained that's if I didn't snap my arm, I wouldn't sound different than other dudes
Yeah.
and other people in general that do what I do, because I had to learn how to scratch on the opposite hand.
Oh, that makes
So I had to, and it was actually kind of convenient. And people to this day will still be like, "Why do you have your turntable so high?" It's because I couldn't get my arm out of this position, so I literally had
learn
them
them
like
this way.
chest
Yeah.
high. Yeah, like this. I'm like, and I had to learn how to do. I scratch with my right hand. My
So,
vinyl hand
so
was
you're
my
a
right
lefty
hand.
then.
Oh no, I'm a righty, but
Okay.
like, but with the crossfader, I was always left.
Ah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, because I wasn't anything special. I was like just sitting there, just like
Yeah.
doing primo cuts, like chicka chicka drop, chicka
Right.
chicka drop. I was
Hey,
more about like like whenever I got the opportunity, I'd like try to do like juggle routines with like my buddies like two copies of some drum and bass or rave shit.
yeah.
I mean, drum and bass is like that's one thing, but like the rave stuff, no. Ooh. But yeah, so I basically just like became a hermit
Okay.
and would have I had one side of the house was all mine. So there was like this attic, this big attic that there'd be like 9 cats in there,
Mm.
and I'd have my table set up, and we just like have ciphers and whatnot, just freestyle. I just play records for a while, and then I finally was like, oh, I can't scratch with this finger now. I can't this hand anymore. I got to switch.
Mm.
So that was the beginning of it,
Yeah.
and
It's funny that you kind of just stayed that way where you learned mixing and you feel more comfortable with the more higher elevated turntable position.
oh yeah, it's like when I see video footage of like even someone like 6'2",
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
see how low his turntables are,
Yeah.
like I haven't even had that conversation with him yet. But I'm like I don't even understand how you can like scratch at like I guess basically belt level, crotch level.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, I just it doesn't get. I can't do it.
Yeah. Hey, how has
So
your gear evolved over the years? So you started with the new Mark Direct Dive. Are you using techniques now, or do you
oh yeah.
S tax? What's your gear like these days?
Um. So basically, like right off the bat, I
Hmm.
went full. I mean, I when I say I literally turned into a hermit and just dedicated every like I mean waking moment, any moment I had to do because I ended up getting a really solid job and worked the same job for like 13 years.
Okay.
So I ended up pretty shortly after having that set up,
Okay.
because it was like the starter pack. I was like, Ma, I was like,
I got to
I,
upgrade.
I was like, I gotta upgrade. So the first upgrade actually was the mixer. I went from I had a '05. I think.
Yeah, the
Oh
best.
no, yeah, Vestex '05.
Well, shit, that
Um,
crossfader was smooth then, huh? Yeah.
that you know what back like if you were to put me on one of those now, it would be I would sound so horrible.
Really? Okay.
I'm not one of those guys that can jump from like one mixer to another,
Okay.
like go back. I mean, it's because of the technology, like you're saying. So like I ended up. I think actually I had a Vestex '06 because I was like, oh, it's so because it was so skinny. I'm like juggles, juggle routines. Um, that didn't work because those turntables are so horrible. I mean, that was back when Newmark, th- like they were nothing. Like no one said like, "Yo, man, check out my Newmark turntables." That
Yeah.
wasn't happening.
Right.
So
That did the trick though, huh? That got
yeah,
it's like first taste is free, man. And then
basically.
yeah.
I mean, at least I had a guitar center to let us try out everything.
Nice.
Even even if they didn't, they always had a good setup
Yeah.
with like the newest stuff. So that was pretty much. I mean, like I said right off the bat, it didn't take me too long to get to the point where I was like, I need to upgrade, and I made good money. I
Mm.
was uh, I worked at a real porn store.
Okay.
I was like night management,
Uh-huh.
much. We had girls, video booths with the glory holes, all that good stuff. Oh my, the stories I have about that would go on for like 2 days. And that was in New Hampshire, so that was right over the border.
Okay.
It was so like geographically, it was like in Seabrook, New Hampshire, where the beaches are and stuff. Um, so yeah, I made such good money there. I just ended up just buying what's new when they put out the MK3s, the
Yeah.
Technique MK3s with the
Okay.
reset button. So I bought a pair of those, and the guy that always looked out for me there,
Hmm.
he was like, "Don't buy them brand new. I got a pair that has a scratch on them, and they're gonna sell them used." And
Oh wow.
he's like, "I'll give you my discount."
Oh,
but even with the discount, it still ended up being like 1100.
that's right. Yeah.
So
11 for both, right?
yeah, 11 for both.
Yeah.
And he threw in Eurolight flight cases,
Nice.
which were because like I didn't have cases.
Yeah. Yeah. The
And so my
coffin,
first
right?
case, and those Eurolights, man, people are like, oh, there's no protection to them. I'm like, yeah, but they don't weigh 50 pounds.
Yeah, sure.
Like they only weigh like as much as the turntable. But he hooked me up with those, and then I went from using the Vestex '06
Okay.
to an '05 Pro,
Okay.
which is the standard, and I got to the point where I would I was scratching so much and working on shit so much that I went through more crossfaders than anybody I ever knew, and they were like 119 bucks a piece.
Wow.
Every month and a half, I'd have to buy another one.
Mm.
So back then, the bleeding was so bad because it was just. I mean, maybe it was because I was like honing my skills,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. But I would like I never learned how to crab with my right hand,
Mm.
and so like when people are like, oh man, how do you crab like, and how do you do quadruple clover tears? And
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I got to look it up on like Qbert, like tutorials,
Scratchopedia. Yeah. Yeah.
and I'm like, wow, he does it like that. I'm like, that sounds exactly what I'm doing,
Yeah.
but
You,
I'm not doing this. I can't. I mean, right now I can't even feel these fingers. My a back injury. It's like tingly and numb like all the time.
wow.
So it gets worse when you get older. You know
Yeah.
how it is.
Oh, I know the deal. Well,
Yeah,
that's amazing, dude. So you just, you get down, you do your hermit time and you train to become a Jedi in the art of scratching and just DJing. And now where are we in terms of like where you meet Dibs and you get the invite to be a part of the 1200 Hobos crew?
like so once I like was like 100%, like 100%, I'd say like around 2000, 2001, like
Okay.
because I was I was doing a lot of music with this MC ambidextrous. He used to go by ambidex, and I was with him for quite a while, and my homeboy Script,
Okay.
that me and him grew up from teenage years, and we did a lot of shows sponsored by Red Bull
Hmm.
in the early 2000s,
Wow.
and
So,
that like we had Sage headline. So this is like early 2000s, so like this is like after Personal Journals,
oh, so
like
it's
pretty much right
solid.
after,
Yeah.
because we go and see him all the time,
Okay.
you know. So like you we did a bunch of these sponsored shows, and we constantly were doing stuff, and we did a full-length album, and at the time I ran it I that's when I met K the I, and
Yeah.
then I went, like, while they're just hanging out waiting for the album to come out on this label that put out like Third Sight out of Boston, Amalgam Entertainment. They did me pretty dirty. So like
Mhm.
once nobody was doing music, and I met K the I, and I met a bunch of people in Portland, Maine. That was it. There's a huge section of basically Portland, Maine. And it was like Portland, Maine, Boston, well, technically Cambridge, like
Yeah.
where Harvard, you know,
Or Harvard.
Harvard.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Harvard.
Yeah. Home of Mike Ladd.
Yeah.
Well, originally, and New York. So it ended up being this thing where my friends kind of just, I ended up being on vinyl on a 45, with some cats from Chicago and K the I, and we
Mm.
had a group, Angry Space, and they kind of they they were jealous. I hate using that word, like jealous, but like
Yeah.
it's like, what do you guys want me to do? Like I'm I'm constantly doing. They just got pissed because it was like I hooked up with K the I, and then
Yeah.
Brzezowski up in Portland, Maine, and DJ Mayonnaise, all those heads up there. So constantly doing shows, and I'm doing shows with all those guys, and they just got kind of jealous because I came over one time. I'm like, yo, man, like now this is like 2004,
Okay.
and I'm like, yo, I'm going on tour. Like me and Kate I are going on tour, and they're like, with who? I'm like, with Galapagos 4. Like,
Oh wow. Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it, so
That's
they,
a great label too.
oh my God, amazing label.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Mestizo. JJ was like, gave me the best
Oh,
compliment of all
that's the
time from
homie,
an
man.
MC.
He's
Oh,
awesome.
he's great people,
Yeah.
great people.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Talent.
I didn't get to tour with him. But I mean, that was another thing too. Was up in Maine, Quell would come through with JJ. They came through one time. And then Quell came through. Yeah, Adam came through quite a few times.
Mm.
Um, and we had like Portland was popping in the 2000s. Portland, Maine was like became my home. I mean, literally, it was like Agent 8, who's a producer that produced like Brzezowski's first full length album.
Huh.
Like we'd be at his crib and there'd be like everybody from Cambridge and Portland, and then just transplants because it's a college town too.
Right, right.
It's
Everybody
an
hanging
arts,
out.
yeah, an art school. So, the 2000s, it was just kind of a bug out because like AWOL would come and perform, you know, Josh Martinez,
From Canada.
yeah,
Came out.
and that was with the Red Bull thing. So that was with my homies beforehand. That kind of, I once I told them I was going on tour, it was like I never really heard from them ever again.
Mm.
You know, so I mean here and there, but
Yeah,
some people just grow out of things.
for sure.
That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
So to get to basically what happened with 1200 Hobos is that
Yeah.
in the 2000s in Portland, Maine, like doing shows with like Soul and stuff like that. Just, like everybody, ADM and Shalem, Pedestrian, Restiform Bodies,
Mm.
and shit like that. So we were like put into that category,
Yeah.
you know. So, and at the same time, being in New York, being on Uncommon Records,
Yeah.
we were part of like basically the offshoot of Def Jux. Because I don't know if you know, but Uncommon NASA, he was the one that did all the mixing, all the engineering,
For the depth
all the
records.
all the recording for every single for Cannibal Ox.
Yeah. Oh, I
Um,
didn't know that. That's wild.
Fantastic Damage,
Ooh,
like
LPs.
he did that album wouldn't sound that as good as it does if it wasn't for NASA. Seriously.
That's
And he's
awesome.
actually on one track. He's on Constellation Funk. He does the chorus.
Mm.
And when I say that, kind of, it was like, Uncommon Records was kind of like an extension of Jux, is just because of the fact of not
Yeah.
just him,
It's
not just him, but the artists that went when Jux like
yeah.
went under or L just was done with it.
Yeah.
A lot of the Jux heads came to Uncommon.
Uncommon
So
NASA's got a great roster of folks too, as well.
I've had like the amazing pleasure. NASA's probably given me the biggest like opportunities.
Yeah.
Like
You got
like
a lot of
him
stuff on there.
him and K the I, between him and K the I, and
Mm.
K the I is like my brother. It's like, I mean, we know each other's families and whatnot. I mean,
That's awesome.
it's really like that. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, between them two, yeah. I mean, me and K the I would go to NASA's crib
Mm.
and just record nonstop,
Yeah.
and then do shows with, we do. It was so crazy organized. It'd be like we do the Yule Prog every year, which is around Christmas
Yeah.
time, obviously. So that was with Backwoods Studios and
Yeah.
Reservoir Sound.
Mm.
So, and we'd always have like, I remember one time Beans was headlining, and it was Masai had an issue with some shit. I had an issue with some shit. You know, the type of shit where like um the headliner doesn't want a headline.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it was one of those deals where it's like, yeah, no, I want to perform when I want to perform. Your headline. Oh, fine. Then me and Masai will and then me and Masai got to headline
Yeah.
and sit there and diss both of these cats at the same time. I can't believe it too. I was like sitting there like, dude's got Serato. I didn't have Serato. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm looking at the cat like gas face, and I'm like, get out of here. I got real wax, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, the roster is gr- great. You
Yeah.
know, my brother Past Tense is on there from Boston.
Yeah.
Uh, he's him and Willie Green are really tight. So there was stuff that was put out on Backwoods years ago.
Yeah. They
Uh,
got some stuff too from Acid Rain based out of the West Coast.
oh, hell yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I
Mm.
picked up
Yeah, I mean,
the
I actually have a White Horse sticker on my the NASA and Gage's record. White Horse was
right.
amazing.
Yeah, I love
I
that.
mean,
I picked it up.
what
But
a talent.
man, and NASA's based out of New York, right? If I'm not
Oh
mistaken.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
He's Shaolin. He's Shaolin proper.
Is he?
Yeah, Staten Island.
Yeah, so hey man, you were like really, really deep into the scene. The scene was amazing that time too, and just also internet was booming at that time, so everybody was, learning about all the different pockets of hip hop. It was a great time for just underground hip hop. And so, was that just being in the scene where you met Dibs?
What actually it goes back to my old crew in the beginning. It
Hmm.
was like 2002.
Huh.
We went up to Portland to see an Atmosphere show, and
Ah,
I
sick.
and no offense to Atmosphere, but I only went because they're like, "Yo, Dibs is playing,"
Dope.
and I was like, "No shit." I was
Yeah.
like, "Get the fuck out of here! I'm going to that."
Uh-huh.
And I was actually shocked there wasn't really anybody there. It was, I mean, for the venue they were performing at, it should have been packed. I think it was the weather. But I waited for Dibs to get off, and that was 2002.
Okay.
And all I did was talk to him conspiracy shit about everything under the sun. A lot of people do know I'm a big conspiracy guy,
Okay.
but I brought up Presage,
Okay.
him and Gel's record.
Yeah.
Um, and I was like, that record is like the Bible.
Mm,
And and then we just started shooting the shit like for hours.
yeah.
And I didn't hit him up until Instagram in like 2016
Wow. Really later
or
on.
something like that. I
Yeah.
hit him. I literally hit him up and I asked him. I said, I don't know if you'll remember this, but way back in the day, in like 2002, I was a dude that we were talking about Presage, and we were talking about government conspiracies
Yeah.
and like shape-shifting reptilians. You know, at this show in Portland, Maine, of all places,
Yeah.
and he remembered.
That's awesome.
And we kind of kept in contact a little bit, and
Mhm.
I used to he started like we exchanged numbers and whatnot probably around 2017,
Okay.
and he'd call out of like nowhere. It's really 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 classic. Like I call it, it's like the Dibs call is like it'll be out of nowhere, and
Mhm.
then it'll be a long phone call,
Okay.
which is like, I mean, you'll talk about everything under the sun.
Yeah.
So the way I got put down was the date that my father was killed
Mm.
was January 17th
Okay.
of so in 2019, January 17th, 2019. 10 days before that, I hurt my back at work,
Okay.
like really bad. And I didn't know how bad it was until about a week later.
Mm.
Um, and I was on the phone with him, and nothing good ever happens on that date. Like everything in my life is like I'm not like one of those like, you know, weird people that are into like, but it really is like the 17th of anything. I
Sure.
was born on August 17th. You know, my father was murdered on January 17th. All these, the 17s and everything.
Just a number.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Resonates.
really weird.
Mm.
So he actually called me out of nowhere while I was like laid up in bed,
Mhm.
and I told him what had happened. And then I was telling him about how in the 2000s and even beyond, I used to bust everybody's balls who was in 1200 hobos,
Oh,
like especially DJ Mayonnaise, because DJ Mayonnaise I was with a lot.
okay.
Uh, I do a lot of shows with him, so I'd always say to him like, "Yo, I want to be down," with that like the soul diss from L.
Uh-huh.
So I'd always use that line. It'd be like, "Come on, man, how do I get down? I want to be a hobo, man. How do I get down?"
Okay.
And I was being serious, but that was my way of being serious.
Yeah, yeah,
So
sure.
so I'd say it to everybody, like even like the offshoot was like the Vinyl Monkeys. So it's like DJ Shalem, ADM's DJ,
Yeah.
uh, and anybody who came through, like even like when I did South by Southwest,
Oh,
I knew Scratch Bastard was. So
yeah.
I walked out of doing the Must showcase, and I was like, 1200 hobos, bitch. And he was being interviewed by like Nardwar or whatever, and
Oh,
he looked at me and like was pissed. so so I said that I told Dibs about all that,
mhm.
and how anytime I had the chance to say that I would.
Yeah,
And
sure.
and then he's like, dude, I didn't know you wanted to be down.
Mhm.
He's like, I would have put you down years ago.
Yeah. Oh man.
Because I didn't even realize that he knew of me because of all the stuff that I had done.
Yeah, yeah, your work. Yeah. Oh, it's phenomenal, bro. Yeah.
I appreciate, thank you, because I'm like my worst.
Critic.
I
I,
like hate on my, I hate on my shit.
I'm the same way with music.
I couldn't imagine being an MC, because I would probably be like ripping pages out. Like I'd like write like probably 5 songs and like go through them again and rip them out. So I told him about that, and it was very crazy that it I told him what the date it was and how
Yeah.
relevant it was. And he was like, "Man, I would have put you down years ago." And he's like, "You want to be in 1200 hobos?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "What do I have to do?" I was like, "Do I need to like book a flight to go to Cincy
Uh-huh.
and get jumped in?"
Yeah.
I mean, because like you hear stories. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, yeah.
I must,
What's the entrance to get in? Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I mean, because I could see that. I mean, look at like Cruise in LA and stuff like that.
Right,
You know, I've
right.
I've had like Exist Stereo, like that's like that's another one of my brothers right there. I've
Mm.
had him tell me some wild shit, and I've been on the phone with him while wild shit's going on.
Gee.
So, and it all boils down to this thing we do hip hop. So he was just like, he's like, no, man. He's like, I was like, well, how do you want to announce this? And it's you can literally go on my Instagram, and I told him, I was like, maybe if like you just hung up with me and you left me a voicemail, and then I'll plug my phone into my mixer,
Mhm.
record it into Acid Pro, render it as an MP3,
Wow.
plug it into Serato,
Yeah.
and then scratch your voicemail
Oh, that's dope.
over some random break record.
Yeah.
And he's like, word. So it's actually like, him being like, yo, it's Dibs, like welcoming you, sir, to 1200 hobos.
Ah, that's awesome, man.
Like, so I was like, I definitely wear it with like pride. I
Yeah.
have a fucking, I mean, I got a fucking hat. Like my girl actually, she knew how much it meant to me because I had to explain it to her. I
Yeah.
was it, like I got like a new era like 1200 hobos hat made. Like she just
Oh,
did it on her. She's like, "What hat size are you?" And I'm like, "Why?" She's like, "Oh, I'm just wondering." Got me a 1200, made me a 1200 hobos hat. So yeah, and I still to this day haven't done my like intro. Hey, I'm 1200 hobos introduction track, which I feel like I had a lot of shit like with the back that with my back injury. It was that then COVID hit,
yeah.
so I didn't get physical therapy the way I should have.
Yeah.
Um, I did have a big. It was a workman's comp lawsuit.
Mm.
So once workman's comp's involved, they're like, you can give him a month, like 2 days a week for a month.
Yeah.
And then in
Yeah.
the middle of that, there'd be another in Massachusetts, being such a liberal state. It was like everything shut down, you know,
Mm.
like, oh, even if you're wearing a mask, no, can't do it anymore. Because I'd be in physical therapy in the summertime wearing a mask, and I had gained like a ton of weight,
Mm.
from like just being bedridden,
That's right.
you
Yeah.
know, and like I ended up like I started like drinking like it was like 9%, like I snobby IPAs like crazy, and I was miserable.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
but I still got work
I get it.
done. I mean, I still, if NASA hit me up, and I remember I'm looking at my at folders right now
Mhm.
when he called me up and hit me up and was like, "Yo, I got Guilty Simpson to do an album," and I was like, "For real?" And I was like, "To be honest with you, I've never even heard him. I know who he is, but I've never heard his music."
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, because I'm too busy listening to like Cloud Dead. So like, um, he's like, "Yo, I got some tracks that I want you to do for this record." So
Yeah.
I did those. Was I in agonizing fucking pain? Yeah, but I did them, you know. So I mean, what are you gonna do? That whole time period just seems
It's, it's
like
part of the story, though, right? Yeah. So.
yeah. I mean, it really is. It fucked up everything. I mean,
Yeah.
think about like even shows.
Mm.
Like I remember like I can't even tell you how many people were like, I had this fucking tour booked for the past 6 months, and you can't do it, you
Yeah.
know? So it ruined a lot of stuff, but I think the only good thing that came out of COVID for musicians was that everybody basically got together.
Mm.
I think there's more camaraderie amongst people.
Yeah.
Um, at least there was. I mean, at the time, it seemed like I mean, people were started to do more podcasts,
Yeah.
not even caring if they're getting any like views or anything like that. They did it because they're like, why not? What, I
Yeah.
can't go to work. My kids are home from school. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know how it was for you in Hawaii. You were in Hawaii,
Mm.
so I don't know how it was in Hawaii, but
Yeah. I definitely started making music more. I had the opportunity to record more.
yeah,
So yeah, I feel you, right? Rather than just sitting there doing nothing, figuring out what the heck was gonna happen. Yeah,
everybody,
I
yeah.
chose to be productive. So yeah,
No, I mean, that was the one thing that I love seeing it,
yeah.
but can I say that I was honestly doing it? No,
Well, I
you
mean,
know,
you had that injury going on,
yeah,
but I
yeah.
mean,
I mean, because
still,
even right now, I'm like trying my best to stand up straight,
mm,
and it's just like, man,
yeah,
you
but
know,
you still made it happen, and that love for the just the art of music, man, outweighed all that pain, really. So, hey, man,
I
shout
mean,
out to
yeah,
you, man, for
I
getting it
never had
done.
anybody break it down like that, and you know what? That's probably the most honest I've ever heard it. That's the only way I could describe it.
You love it so much, man. I feel you. Yeah.
I mean, I mean, when you're like, I got to the point where it was like, even during COVID, I ended like we had like we had a pretty tragic loss within the circle, like with me and K the I and
Mhm.
like who we rolled with.
Okay.
Our boy Mr. Salty, like he passed unexpected. I literally was talking to him like the day before,
Man.
and like they guess it was like an aneurysm or whatnot.
Oh,
So
gee.
that was like another thing that kind of added, like it made it took a while, but it that started to drop. It's like he wouldn't want me to sit around and do nothing
Sure.
because we were just starting to work on stuff. He just moved back from the West Coast. He was from the West Coast originally anyway, but yeah. So Mr. Salty, like when he passed, that was the first time I saw K the I in years, and
Mm.
that was in 2022, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of all that time period is a blur, you know, because it was. I mean, like me and him were going out and stuff like that. I actually did I got COVID
Oh,
because my homie Mr. Salty, like he had the money, he made good money, and he'd get like a hotel room. We get the Hilton or something like that, and he just bring his like 404. I'd bring my portable. We just
do some
go
work.
out, just kick it in Cambridge. You know, to
That's
hell with Boston. There ain't nothing to do in Boston.
that's a fun place to hang out, though. I was out in Cambridge, I think last September, but
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
very live area. Cambridge Square, I think, right? That's what it's called.
Oh,
But
Central. Yeah, you were in Central Square.
yeah, yeah, that
Yeah,
was
Central.
cool.
Hey,
Boston's just
Central.
a beautiful place, man. I just really enjoyed my time out in Boston, and it was cool, man. I got to go see a hip hop show out there, and I
Do you
saw
know who you?
what's that?
I was gonna say, who did you know who you saw?
Yeah, Mo Pope. Yeah,
Oh, you saw Mo Pope. Oh man.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He was part of
No,
this
he's nice.
hip hop showcase, and yeah, I've seen him rock it, man. He's really dope. So yeah,
I
wow.
haven't heard any of the like Still Gold. It's actually I have one
Oh,
of the stickers.
woo, they are sick.
Oh man, I got the sticker right in front of me. It's this like girl with no shirt on here, flashing. But yeah, the first album is the one that I had, and I don't know what happened to it.
Okay,
And that thing was like like the whole album was like sounded like a summer bang.
dude.
Like it was just like a summer album, and every song was just perfect.
Yeah,
Like the order of it. I don't know him from
yeah.
a hole in the wall. I know the old class. I know, like virtuoso, like
Woo,
I
virtuoso. Is he still around? He was
um
awesome.
man, I haven't seen him since the last time I actually went over there to do cuts at his crib.
Yeah, virtuoso and Mr. Live, all that at same time. Yo, virtuoso. I don't think he's doing music anymore, but he
I
was amazing too.
he was yeah, I mean, I remember his record release party, man, and it was like, I mean, because that's one thing that I don't know any other cities that do this,
Mhm.
but anytime Brick Records
Yeah.
had a 12-inch put out, they would have a record release for it for a 12-inch. Now
Hell
that's
yeah. Hell
I mean, so
yeah.
and I know what 12 you're talking about when you talk about virtuoso. You got to say Incinerator, which
Yeah.
had like rap awesomeness. Like, oh my god, they're in the remixes, the producers, like Vinyl Reanimators, don't get enough credit. They were
Brick.
like the bomb squad of like Boston.
Yeah.
You know, I
That label
mean,
was sick. And they did this one song, it was called Alert, where
yeah, be alert with
the
the
alert.
transformers. That,
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
Oh,
That was my shit. I have that 12-inch too. Woo.
I got dude, in my closet because all my like pretty much all my records are in storage, and the ones that aren't got ruined.
Yeah,
I had there's been a lot of chaotic shit.
man.
Um,
That's some
but I
good,
always make oh
good music.
I got two copies of that shit right behind me in a closet because I keep like the stuff that means the most to me. If I got to be in a, living in a bedroom in my mother's house that she regretted buying in butt fuck nowhere, fentanyl, New Hampshire. This place is ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, be alert. I was listening to, I don't even know what Dibs album it's on, but he actually does a fucking juggle routine with that.
Ooh,
And
man.
that
Yeah.
was one of the, and I mean a complex juggle routine, very complex. And I was, because that was a type of track that if you showed up at a show,
Ooh,
everybody had the same records. So that's where I veered off.
yeah.
I would be like, all right, I don't want to bring these records out, but I'm gonna bring, like, my Fondlem records are so sacred that they're
Yeah,
right here next to me
man.
in these wooden crates here where my turntables are on top of it.
Yeah,
And
you probably got a
um,
crazy collection of stuff, man.
oh my god, I mean, yeah, I actually have them in order. It's like Anacon 12 inches,
Yeah,
everything Fondlem, and then all Jooks. And I've gotten rid of a lot of Jooks shit
yeah.
because I worked at a record store at the same time I worked at a porn store.
Ah, man, that's dope.
But here's the thing, um I worked at, like, it's a regional store. It's called Newbury Comics.
Okay.
So if you were not getting distribution from anybody,
Okay.
you'd have to, it was the type of place where you could just, like, like the local, like any of us, yeah, a
Mm-hmm.
consignment type deal,
Yeah,
whatnot.
yeah.
Um, and so when you go into Newbury Comics, everything that's in red, whether it's CD or vinyl, like the name, if it's in red, it means it's local. So I used to get all the promo from Anacon because back then they had the phone number. I just called and I got all this promo. I mean,
Uh,
makeshift Patriot, and it says promo on it. Sage,
Sick.
Sage actually wrote sexual after, because I was like, "Yo, man, check it out." Because I was doing a show with, like, DJ Signify. That's another one,
Okay.
another 1200 hobo there. I was doing a show with DJ Signify and
Mhm.
Providence and with Quell. I did a lot of shows with Quell.
Mhm.
I don't know. It just timed
Dope.
up. It was weird.
He's dope,
But I
man.
remember showing him the record, and I'm like, I got the fucking promo. And he was like, oh man, let me see this. And then he just grabs a marker and writes sexual. So it says promo sexual on it.
That's-
I mean, but I get everything. I get all I called Mush. I got all the Mush releases. And with Anacon, they would send me, when personal journals came out, they sent me a copy for myself
Okay.
and a copy for the store so I could play it in the store and then
Sure.
now playing. And I remember telling Sage years later, I was like, yo, man, I literally sold your CD, like your album, to people that had no inkling that there was, like, hip hop like that. Like like people literally were like, ignorant. Like, the store that I worked at was in a very well-to-do area.
Okay.
I mean, well, not, there was a lot of business people, you
Yeah.
know, that would come in on their lunch breaks. And, like, it was basically like my life was like watching High Fidelity.
Yeah.
Like, if you ever seen High Fidelity, that's basically what my life working at a record store was. And I sold more copies of personal journals to non-hip hop heads.
Classic.
I mean, dudes in
Classic.
three-piece suits. It was crazy.
I love it, man. Breaks all boundaries, baby.
I mean, crack pipes. I'll never forget
Oh,
crack pipes.
that's my favorite song on that album. Yeah.
Oh my god. I give a 21 gunshot salute. Oh my god.
Yeah. That's my
That's, like,
favorite song.
still to this day, man. It's like that and healthy distrust
Yeah.
always playing.
Yeah. He's a beast, man, for sure. I'm a fan.
Yeah, he's good. He's good people, man.
Yeah.
He's another one that was
Talented.
gave us definitely gave us an opportunity. Like me and Brzezowski did, like when he did the Healthy Distrust tour, we did I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 shows.
Okay.
But it was awesome to share the stage with him,
Yeah.
with because his audience at that time, I remember him doing the battles in Boston, the Super Bowl
Oh
battle.
man.
So I watched him go from that to being like, you know, like having this audience that was so like they were college kids,
Mm,
which was and like that like knew every single word to even old songs,
awesome.
and it just it it was awesome. It was such a great thing to watch.
Yeah. I've never seen him live, but
You've never seen him live?
I've
Wow.
seen him so, yeah, so much footage of him, and he looks like he puts on a really good show. But yeah,
Oh, definitely,
listening to him
definitely.
for a long time.
What time is it in Indonesia?
It's about 8. It's not bad. Yeah, I'm up already, so yeah, I'm
Yeah, I
enjoying it.
feel like I feel like bad, like I'm keeping you. I know I'm a talker.
No,
It's
no, it's all good. I mean,
I'm
we're close
Sicilian,
to.
man. I talk like blah, 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 blah.
I love it, man. I just, hey, music, getting to know the person. I enjoy it, and I make music. I'm a fan first, and so any opportunity I can talk hip hop and yeah, and just go deep into it, man. I'm always appreciative. So thank you.
No,
Um,
I mean I appreciate it because it's not like I really. I mean, I've been asked a few times, and I was like,
mm,
I'm used to interviews, like kind of like interviews, like one on one, face to face.
yeah,
So like doing a podcast, I was kind of like, I was like, well, just watching. I'm like, no, this would be cool, like because it'd just be like kind of kicking.
it's fun. Exactly.
Especially the way you put it perfectly is that, and coming from an MC, I mean, you are a fan first, and
Yeah,
you're always and if you lose sight of that, then
yeah,
drop rap and quit it.
yeah.
Like you're a fan. You're always going to be a fan first.
Yeah, I'm a big collector of music, and yeah, man, I just love it, man. It's done so much for me, and yeah, even if I can collect these interviews and put them out and share them, man, yeah, happy to do that. Such a fun thing to do.
I mean, I was like, I mean, just even before I was listening to like Bjork, like homogenic,
Yeah,
like I mean, I listen to like, I mean, if you were to ask me like who my influences are, literally,
yeah,
like it's nothing is really hip hop.
yeah. It's
I
just
mean, because
all.
what I'm doing, especially with what I'm doing right now,
Mhm,
and getting to like I think I turned a new leaf on the way I approach things.
mhm.
Like for instance, doing I I'm doing a track for K the I, and I haven't done a song with him in forever.
Yeah,
And I didn't know. I was hesitant to like even ask him because I shouldn't have to because we know each other like so well.
yeah,
But I was like I don't know if I like am I gonna do like what we always do? Like, you know, and he's like, yeah, that's why I'm asking you to do this track. Like, because I'm like, do you want something more structured? Because I'm used to like,
yeah,
like when dealing with like NASA and like NASA will have like cuts in his head,
yeah,
and then I'll be like, oh, word. And then I'll have something that works like that. And it'll be like a vocal cut chorus, or
mm,
it'll be like, but there's more structure, I guess. Um, more boom baps aesthetic,
yeah,
and I think because of the fact that I the hip hop that I do listen to is
yeah.
not considered boom bap,
Sure.
and all the music I listen to, whether it's Marilyn Manson or it's
Mm,
Bjork or Fiona Apple, I'm always thinking about patterns,
yeah,
rhythm. So you won't catch me scratching like freshen up. That's not me.
yeah,
I'd rather go and find some record at Goodwill that's like, 25 cents that has a saxophone
yeah. That's
or like flutes. I love scratching flutes. give me any type of Japanese flute, and I'll just sit there all day,
Right. Yeah.
just all day, and people will be like, "What? Did you record that?" No, that's one of my downfalls too. If I'm in the room with anybody and I'm like supposed to be recording, I'll either I get this from K to I big time. He would always he'd be like, "Yo, that was the one, that was the one," and I'd be like, "Oh, word," and he'd be like,
You didn't hit record.
"Please tell me you didn't record that, you didn't delete that." I'd be like, "No, I just didn't record it,"
Yay.
and he'd be like, "Shorty, come on." So I'm really hard on myself.
All good. Well, man, it's apparent that you are a fan yourself and you love just the art of DJing. And so as we get close to the end, just curious, man, you've been doing it for so long, and what motivates you to keep doing this music thing?
Um, well, a lot of things have changed in like even less than a year. Um, like I mean, I don't drink. That was one of my. I mean, that was one of my downfalls. It wasn't like I was like, I mean, I won't make any excuses. And you're the first person I'm publicly saying this to, but like, did I have a drinking problem? Yeah, I did. But it stemmed from me getting hurt,
Yeah,
you
sure.
know. It really did because I was sitting around so depressed and like, you know, it wasn't feeling bad for myself, but it is one of those things when you're isolated and you can barely drive down the street. Like if I got into my car to go to the bodega at the end of the street because I couldn't walk there, I mean, you just I got so depressed that that's like that became a big thing. So what with quitting, going like I completely cold turkey. Completely cold turkey. It's not like I was one of those guys that had the shakes if I didn't have a drink in me. I was never that person. It
Hmm.
was just that I didn't know when to quit.
Sure.
It was more like like became a ritual, and quitting made me be like, oh, not like like shit. Everybody's doing a bunch of stuff. People are asking me to do stuff. Time to do stuff. you know. So I mean, so I'm way, like right now I have a project with Preacher versus Choir and on the mic, and all production by Tapeworm, formerly Morbidly Obese from Chicago, and now they're out in the West somewhere.
Okay.
Uh, like I mean, once he's from Chicago, but we should have something out probably like in the next 2 months.
I look
So
forward to
there'll be an EP. Music's always been political. It always has been. It's always been so you can go down to like the Delta Blues. What was that? That was political.
it. Mm. Yeah,
I
it's
think
certainly a tool to get whatever message you want out. Yeah,
exactly. And
yeah,
especially like you being a wordsmith,
yeah,
I'm preaching to the choir right now.
yeah, 100%.
I mean, because I couldn't imagine being an MC right now, what I'd be writing.
Sure.
And especially like having children and stuff like that. I don't have any kids of my own, but having children,
Good point.
like there is going to be a huge difference in the way you go about things and the way you write.
Yeah. As you get older and more mature, for sure, the topics and themes change. So, yeah. No, it's
And,
good, man. Very introspective. And man, I just wanted to thank you. It was really an honor just to go down memory lane with you and talk about your history and just good old-fashioned hip hop history. It was really cool for me to hear what it was like in Boston. So yeah, I spoke to Mo Pope, and now I'm speaking with you, and so I'm getting puzzle pieces of the entire story, and it's great. And I appreciate you taking that time to share with me. Amazing work. I look forward to all the follow-ups on what you were doing on Uncommon NASA. A lot of great projects that I really enjoyed. Thank you for sending me the sneak peek of the K to the I project. Super, super dope. And I love to close these interviews out with just a couple fun questions, man. So if you're ready, I'm gonna hit you with the first softball question.
Oh yeah, I saw this and I was like, I hope he does it. I hope that's a normal thing. I didn't know if it was a normal thing.
It
So
is, yeah. I love it. Just
nice.
close out on a good vibe. All right, Short Rock, what is your favorite food? What is your go-to that you could eat if you had to for like 2 weeks straight?
Oh, I have been. Fafali, pe
Oh,
fafali and pesto.
yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
All right. Well,
Actually, last night. Yeah.
hey, push pesto to the side. What do you choosing between red and white pasta sauce?
Oh, you gotta go with the white.
White. Okay. Yeah, that's my daughter's
Well,
favorite. I'm a red
because,
guy.
and the only reason I'm saying white now is because I've gotten to the point where I'm so Italian that all I ever eat is it's like always red sauce.
Oh, I gotcha. I get it.
So, and I can't find a happy medium of like one company will come out
Uh-huh.
and it'll be like local and then they'll disappear.
Uh-huh.
So, at least if I stick with like, like any type of white sauce,
Yeah.
there's always Barilla, you know,
All
or
right.
just make it myself. I mean, red sauce, I've done a million times, but yeah.
Nice. All right. I'm about to ask you a brain blowing question as a DJ. If you could only bring one record to a desert island, what would it be?
Would I be able to have a mixer?
I will allow it.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, because there would be okay. I did have a similar question, answer, question that same type of question. Um, and I think it would have to be the Juggernauts.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Oh,
because you get and I even said it, and I'm not saying this because I know Breeze Bruin, and I've been able to like share a stage with him,
yeah.
and he's like, but I'm saying it because it starts off with if you have the original version, not the re-release. It
Yeah.
starts off with Romper Room, and
So,
Romper Room is just such an important song of the times, and I think it resonates now.
uh,
But you get a little bit of everything on that album because you have like just sick gas brother, nasty ass, like I mean, just everything on the record is just. I mean, it was either that or it was Cenobites. I remember I said Cenobites. It
okay.
ended up being it was a question about Fondlem records, so I do have to go with if I would have to bring any hip hop record,
Yeah.
then it would be then yeah, I'd say Juggernauts.
Great.
It
Good choice.
teeter
Good
totters with
choice.
company. It teeter totters with company flow, big time.
Mm,
But
good choices.
it's just, I mean, I don't know, man. I might. I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna say company flow. You know
Oh,
why?
okay.
You know what? You know why I'm gonna say I'm gonna switch it up because it has everything on it.
Okay.
You got Len doing cuts. You got the homie Big Just murdering. You got crazy production from L. L had the lyrics, but the weirdest flow. He didn't have flow until Fan Dam. I'm sorry. I've I've had this conversation with a million people and they all agree. Some people just keep quiet. Yeah, I would say company flow. I'm
Okay.
gonna have to keep because the question when I was asked that before, it literally was about Fondlem Records.
Ah, all right.
So if I had to pick from Fondlem, it would be Juggernauts.
It's great. Both great albums, man.
Yeah.
So,
But I would say like if in general, hip hop, period, desert island, one turntable that plays with a speaker, it's Cold Flow.
there you go, man. There it is.
Because you got indelibles on there, man. you can't lose. You got J Treads. You got everybody. Come on,
I love
J
it.
Treads. J Treads, man. Man, I wish he never quit.
Yeah. Man, hey, great choices though. So yeah, tough decision. Always tough.
What's yours?
Man, you put me on
Can
the
I flip the
spot.
script? Can I flip the script on you?
Oh, you did. I didn't prepare for this question. Ooh. All right. Let me think about this. I love the Notorious Big Ready to Die album, from start to finish. That
Really?
would be one, but since you named two, I get a second album.
Okay, fair enough.
Ooh, no one's ever flipped the script on me. Oh, very nice.
This is
Um,
history.
yeah. So Ready to Die, I love that. Just I just connected with it on so many levels. So it's got to be that, and
I'm even predicting.
I would have to say, and I'm just gonna do an underground album because I love the underground. It would probably have to be the Jedi Mind Tricks album. What is the title? And I love it.
The
No,
psychosocial.
no, it's the one after it with the Heavenly Divine and
Oh,
more.
you're talking about
I,
yeah, you're talking about why
got
am I
the
drawing a blank? Violent by Design.
Violent by Design. Holy cow!
That
That's
just turned 25 like yesterday or today.
Yeah. I bought the shoes, man. The
You got the
anniversary.
shoes? Oh man.
Yeah, I love it that
Wow.
much, man. And I love it so much I forgot the title of the album.
Well,
So
it's one of those things where it's like
uh,
that album is like one of those things that's another album that you can put on from start to finish.
I
I
absolutely
mean,
I
I
couldn't
remember
stop playing that album when I heard it, man.
I
So
remember when that came out, I remember being thrown off guard so hard because I loved the first album.
yeah,
So I was like, I'm like, wait a second, I'm looking at all the appearances, and
yeah,
I'm like, these dudes are gonna be rapping about like Anunnaki planted the seed where I dwell,
yeah,
like they're gonna be on some super scientifical like you know, the Sumerian text that they're going to be like that,
yeah.
and it was like complete opposite.
The beats
It
are
is the
hard.
most ruthless album.
Yeah, Stoop was on point with the beats. Just Allah, Vinny Paz, they just murdered every verse, man. It's
Speaking of Stoop, that was another thing when you talk about virtuoso. That's how I met Stoop is at that record release for Virtuoso's 12-inch.
yeah.
Stoop was there, and he was sitting
Producer.
next to me because I was sitting down because I was like, damn, man. It was so crowded that I got pushed back and I just sat down.
Yeah, yeah,
And he was sitting next to me, had a crumpled up can of ginger ale like this. Like it was like crumpled up like that, all weird
yeah.
and shit. And he was like, yo, man, you want some? I was like, you I was like, what is it? He's like, oh, it's just straight vodka. Now I was like 18, And I'm like, I still got my cast going and stuff, and I'm like, sure. And he had like a bunch of them underneath him, and like you couldn't get drinks in there.
That's
And
funny.
then I was like, and he's like, yo, man, I'm Stoop. What's your name? I was like, before I could say my name, I'm like, you're Stoop. I'm like, you produced my favorite album that I still listen to now.
That's
And
crazy.
he's like, oh man, you like my record? I was like, you kidding me? Apathy, the alien tongue on that shit. But yeah, he produced a bunch of shit for Virtuoso too. But yeah, you said like Heavenly Divine, that 12.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Eye
When
against eye.
12 inches were 5.99.
Yeah. Awesome album.
I love the pick. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, I know I was a like Biggie I never owned.
Ah.
I wasn't a Biggie guy. Um
Oh, okay.
yeah, I don't know why, but yeah.
Yeah.
People people do kind of think I'm crazy about like for not. I never owned it.
Yeah, you like
I
what you
mean,
like. Yeah, you know. So,
I actually, but I will say, I still to this day have my cassette of Junior Mafia.
hmm.
So I love like Get Money, and
Yeah.
I love it, and I love his verse on it
Yeah.
and everything. But I just for some reason I don't know. I think it was just the Puffy factor.
Mm.
Um, After Craig Mack, I just had this thing where I don't know.
Yeah.
But I will give it up. I mean, the guy was a genius. It's like the same thing with Tupac. Like people, I'm like, his first album, yeah. I'm like, but to me, he'll always be Digital Underground.
That's funny.
Like, and I don't mean any disrespect about that because he actually was on. He actually did appear on a few of the songs,
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
and those are the
All
songs that I
around.
own. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, to each his own. It was just kind of like when that stuff came out, Wu Tang was out.
Yeah.
I think I just had a chip on my shoulder. I think if I was to give Biggie a second chance, I'd appreciate it more,
Sure.
you know. But I was too much on that Wu shit, man.
Mm.
It was like, you know,
Yeah.
that's just the
There's too
it,
many
those
good
were
out
that
there.
was a crazy time period. The
Yeah.
92, 93, 92, 93, 94. It
Hmm.
was like just boom, 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 like crazy shit. So everybody has their go-tos.
Yeah.
93 was a big year.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
indeed.
so I'm gonna listen to Biggie after this now.
Hell yeah.
I
All
will.
right,
I'll go
brother.
online, listen to the whole thing.
You won't be disappointed. Well, hey, here's my final question for you. If you could have dinner with anyone, past or present, dead or alive, who would it be?
Ooh. Past if I was to have dinner with anybody, past or present, dead or alive. Oof. Um, right off the top of my head, and I don't know why, but it's Ghostface.
Oh,
I want to have dinner with Ghostface Killer
yeah. He's dope.
because I mean I pretty much talk like him all the time. I'm not doing it right now, but I really like I say slang that like I've only him like that I got from him.
Yeah,
So I think so I
yeah,
think if
master.
me so if me and Ghost were at like it would have to be an Italian restaurant, of course, because that's all you got in Staten.
That's
I bring him to Brothers. We sit down in the corner,
nice.
talk business.
Yeah,
No,
no, he's good, man. I'm a big fan of the Wu too, man.
I
So
would, I, would- I would, yeah. I mean,
good.
that's just right off the top of my head, but I mean, it could be so. I mean, Jim Morrison would be another one.
Yeah, classic Doors.
It's just like honestly, probably if I was to really sit down there and be like dead or alive, blah blah blah, I'd want to pick apart David Bowie's brain.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
just want to die
geniuses.
because it's probably one of my biggest musical influences because he never saw any boundaries, and
Yeah,
I don't feel like I have
good
any
choice.
boundaries. You
Uh,
don't
Very apparent, man.
unless you set them yourself.
Yeah, I
You
like that.
know,
Well, good, man. Well, hey, thanks for just the amazing and insightful interview. I had a blast. Oh man, we should do this again real soon.
I wish the lighting was better. I thought looks like
Um,
I lost mad weight and it looks like I got like five chins going on here.
no,
Like
not at all,
it's
man.
amazing what quitting drinking will do, man. You
Yeah,
lose weight.
for sure.
Uh, plus,
Yeah.
I asked my doctor. I was like, "Hey, can I get on that Kelly Clarkson shot?" Oh,
No.
I called it diet, and he was like, "Yeah, that's fine." Because he's like they've been using that in Europe forever. I'm
Ah,
like
no kidding, huh?
it just gives you no appetite.
Yeah.
It's bad. So when you actually get hungry, it hurts. Like
Ah,
you'll get hunger pains in the snap of a finger. It's horrible.
geez.
So I'm gonna get on the good one. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
And
dude, let's do it again. I've got, tons of other questions I didn't get a chance to ask, but
I
again,
know I'm a talker. I apologize.
no, dude, this is the good stuff, man. We covered a lot of good ground, and again, anytime I can get just to talk hip hop, I'm very appreciative. So thank you. So with that, I look forward to getting out the interview. And I'd love to just turn it over to you for any closing words.
Oh, well, thanks again. I appreciate it.
Oh,
We should definitely do a part two because there's some stuff anytime. But in closing, I just want to thank a few people real quick.
yeah.
Uh, Uncommon NASA, K to I, Dibs, Skin Tape, Tapeworm. Jesus, the list can go on and on. Shout out to 6'2", big ups. Thank you for the records that are coming. um, and big shout out to one of my big influences from Boston, DJ Mr. Rourke, and peace to the whole 1200 Hobos squad. Thanks to K the I, and uh, thank you. And yeah, I'm forgetting everybody. Oh, and Phono Forever. My homeboy is resting up from surgery.
All right.
He sells a lot of short run records, so check him out at Phono Forever on Instagram, please, because
Sure.
he's hurting. He had a surgery on his knee, so. But big shout out to him down in Nashville and to my homeboy Skin Tape in North Kakalaka. Crazy and big shout out to DJ Mayonnaise, Brzezowski, Agent 8, my brother, I will call you, and yeah. And to JJ from CISO. I need a phone call one of these days.
Yeah.
Love that.
Good
All
people.
right.
All
I
right, brother.
appreciate
Take
it
care.
again.
Enjoy the rest of
There'll
your
be a part
weekend.
two.
Yes, sir.